Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and happy Friday out there. Good Friday to everybody out there. Welcome into the Auburn Blitz. Brett Pritchard and Scott Blake here with you for your lunch break, and we're glad that you've joined us out there, wherever it is that you might be tuning us in here on this Friday. Our program brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction, both residential and commercial. Scott, good to see you here on this Good Friday.
Good to be here on Good Friday.
Yeah, Easter weekend coming up. Looks like it's going to be a monsoon tomorrow.
It's going to be a cool, wet weekend.
I know, but then Sunday, you know, the weather looks to be nice for Easter.
I hope so.
I know that does not make people happy on Saturday that we're planning to head down to Auburn for the annual 8A game. And, again, you know, one of those deals, Scott, that you just don't know what you're going to get this time of year with the weather in the spring. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a monsoon during the game. And then, of course, we talked about it yesterday. Frank Thomas statue unveiling out in front of Plainsman Park, scheduled at 10 a.m. And then we'll start with Auburn baseball here in just a minute because they had another letdown last night.
They did.
Just one of those deals. But Frank Thomas, real quick, I talked to, David and I talked about him yesterday. He's one, again, of course, he was an Auburn player, but loved him when he played for the White Sox. Just a phenomenal player, Hall of Famer in 2014, career batting average of over 300, hit over 500 home runs, which he's only one of 25 players in the Hall to do that. Just a phenomenal player. You were down there,
and
during that time.
He was a great tight end too.
No, Pat Dye, yeah. You know, he ended up deciding that he wanted to stick with baseball only. But yeah, he was as good, maybe as he was in baseball as he is in football.
And Pat Dye was the first one to tell him, go play baseball. Yeah, he said go that route. And
I think he made a great decision.
He made a great decision. The big hurt. So you said I was down there. Yeah, I'm old. I'm
Hey, I didn't say that. I just said, look, you were down there when Frank Thomas was there.
Yeah.
You got a chance to see maybe the best athletes of all time to ever come through.
The big three.
Save Cam Newton.
Yeah, the big three.
Charles
Barkley, Bo, and
you can add Chuck Person into that mix
Chuck,
too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I hate that about Chuck, that all this went down with the NCAA, and he was caught in the middle of all that junk because he was a guy that I think Auburn people were proud of.
That's right.
And really had a great NBA career with the Pacers and a couple other teams, the Spurs that I know he was on. And
I saw him play live with the Pacers against Larry Bird one night.
Wow.
And he cleaned Larry Bird up that night. Bird was my man,
Right.
And Chuck ate
well,
his
they named him the Rifleman for a reason. He could shoot the eyeballs out of it. So, but anyway, you did get a chance to see some of the best. And the reason to bring that up, very deserving for Frank Thomas to have a statue out in front of Plainsman Park. And we now have statues out in front of all the facilities now.
That's
got
right.
A bunch on the football stadium. Got Charles outside the arena, and then now Frank Thomas will be at 10 o'clock. Don't know what that weather's going to look like. Maybe it'll be good enough for them to have a decent unveiling ceremony there. Auburn fell last night to Texas A&M 9-5. Really, again, middle of the game, in control, had jumped out to a 5-2 lead, and it looked like they were going to cruise on out, and then it was home run by Texas A&M. And A&M able to knock Auburn off. And quote from Coach Thompson last night, he said, we didn't score in the last 6 innings. It was 2 out hitting, and in the third, he said Pierce, Irish, Ware, McMurray, Kaysen got it started. They had that 5-run inning, and it knocked them up there. But this is an inability Scott, to close for this Auburn baseball team. You're going to look back. This is eerily similar from 2 years ago,
right,
where Auburn lost a bunch of close games. Last year, they were able to win a bunch of close games.
That's right.
2 years ago, they were losing all these close games, or Auburn had these leads. Auburn could have easily took 2 out of 3 from Florida, let that one on Sunday slip away, now have dug themselves a hole at home against a team that's their equal. I mean, the records were basically equal coming into yesterday's game. Now they got some work to do.
The only difference was we had a tie and they didn't. I looked
that's
it. I looked at it last night, and we got to get our pitching. We got to get pitching better.
Now again, the hitting's there. Again, you're hitting the ball at a good enough pace with up and down the lineup to win these games. But the pitching, and we'll have Jason Caldwell on at 12:36 to talk about that. I saw him tweet out last night during the game that, here we go again. Basically, that we had a game and we just cannot hold a lead.
Right.
And 2 strike hits, you got advantages and counts, and you can't make it happen. So I know it's frustrating for Butch Thompson and this group, but Auburn now 3-7 in the league, and you're teeter-tottering here. You better find a way to come back and win these next 2.
You got to win these next 2 games.
But I was thinking about this last night, and I don't want to be Debbie Downer on the baseball team at all, but what is the realistic expectations of this baseball team this year now that we see what our pitching's doing? Now, it can get better. I mean, I'm not saying that you stayed the same all the way throughout the season, but Scott, let's be honest. This pitching staff isn't good enough to make a run in the playoffs.
We got at least 3 to 4 weeks without Gonzalez still left.
I don't know that we'll see him at all.
Yeah.
It just seems like, and we had Jason on last Friday, and he talked about it. I just don't know that we'll see him again, and that's devastating for this team because he was going to be the number 1 starter.
Right. He was the ace, and now we don't have him. And defense is great. It's just
defense 2 out of 3.
We're giving the long balls up.
Yeah, too many watermelon pitches down the middle, and again, got some young guys. I'm not but some of the veteran guys that. The Chase Alsops and some of those guys that, I think Butch Thompson was going to rely on have not been solid. They've struggled. I mean, Chase struggled at Florida pretty mightily. But then, you got a game where the first game of the Florida series, you come out there and you almost run rule.
Right.
And you're like, where is this team?
Yep.
Where did they come from? So it's frustrating.
It was pitching on their side that night.
That's right.
Yeah.
Over to softball. You sang the national anthem last week.
Sunday afternoon game against Ole Miss, and it was an exciting game.
1-0.
1-0 barn burner, and it was a pitching duel. And golly, softball is so much faster than baseball. You sit there and it's just
and
like
it's so close.
It's like you're right there. But it was fun to get to sing the national anthem, and Cadillac threw the first pitch out, and got to meet him.
Yeah, I saw where he got a chance to take a picture with you.
He did. He was excited to get his picture made.
He looked like it. So
he did. But the way we won that game, and it was kind of, it was a pitching duel. They had 2 or 3 hits, and we didn't have a hit till the 6th inning.
Did Shelby Lowe or Maddie Penna pitch in that game?
Maddie did.
Maddie
She
Penna,
pitched, and she was on fire. But our defense was great. We held them scoreless. We had a girl walk. One of our players walked, and they subbed out one of our little little fast runners. And,
right.
They sub out and put, because I think it was the first baseman that
She's
walked.
a pinch runner.
Yeah, pinch runner. She came in, and she stole second base, and it was a kind of a bad throw, so she ended up going to third base. The next batter up walked for us, and when she rounded first base, she just took off to second, and they got her in a rundown, and that's how. And the girl in third scored,
and that's
how we got our run, and we won. And it was. The crowd was excited. Ole Miss's coach was going crazy 2 or 3 times. The crowd got into it. So if you want some excitement, softball is exciting.
No, softball is a fun sport to watch, and Auburn's really been good since Clint Myers came and took the program to a level I'd never known it to be.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And had us competing for a national championship, and hoping Mickey Dean can do that again. Hadn't been able to get the program quite back to where Clint Myers left it, but.
We're ranked 21, 20, something like that.
Yeah, again, pitching's good. Hitting has been a problem for Mickey Dean teams. There again, in lies a 1-0 win. It's still kind of the I guess it's the Achilles heel of Mickey Dean right now. And he said going into the season, this is probably his best team he's ever coached talent-wise. And again, if you look at the remainder of their schedule, it sets up very favorable because of who we're playing. You're not having to play Kentucky. You're not having to play Tennessee. You don't have to play Arkansas. All the top teams, it's just the way the schedule draws out in softball. So we already have played Georgia and lost 2 or 3 to them, but they were very close games. We lost, I know, one run game there, and Georgia's number 2 in the SEC right now. So that was a little bit shocking. I didn't expect them to. And then Alabama's been struggling a little bit.
Right.
They're down, has a losing record in SEC play. So we've got that series coming up in 2 weeks up in Tuscaloosa.
Right.
So we'll see how that kind of plays out. But going back to Auburn baseball, they've lost 3 in a row now. Going back to the Florida loss last Sunday, and then you add in the midweek loss to UAB on Tuesday, and then now this opener against Texas A&M. So again, all close games. The game in Florida ended up being a blowout, but Auburn was really in control of the game in the 6th inning, and then all of a sudden it just fell apart, and they lost at the very end of the UAB game. And then last night, again, once midway through the game, you have a decent lead, feel like you're kind of got things going your way, and you give up too many home runs.
That's
and,
right.
And just can't overcome it. So, but we're just getting started here on the Auburn Blitz, 256-234-6221 to be part of the program by phone. And obviously you can comment away on Facebook Live. So join us however you would like to join us. Stay tuned, more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left in today's show, brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.E. Smith Construction. You can give us a call, 256-234-6221, or you can comment away on Facebook Live. Some big news, and I don't think anybody was surprised by this at all, that LeBaron Fallon wins Mr. Basketball, was named yesterday, 6'4", standout there from the Mobile area, winning, and this is 2 in a row from the Mobile area. You got Barry Dunning that won it last year from McGill-Tulane, and then now LeBaron Fallon from Baker wins it, one of Auburn's top signees in the 24 class, will be a much needed addition. This kid is phenomenal as far as what he was able to do this year. He had multiple games where he scored 40-plus points. I think he averaged about 38 or 39 points a game.
Wow.
So just a solid pickup there. But, again, another big recruit. Auburn's got 3 really good players in that 24 class, currently ranked number 2 in the country.
Wow.
We've talked about the the recruiting class coming in. You only have one guy coming in this year's recruiting class, but you're getting a lot of openings with players leaving. And Auburn had another scholarship open up with Stretch Akinbola leaving and entering the transfer portal yesterday. And Scott, not to diminish anybody or to pound on anybody, but that was a blessing. That was like a give-me scholarship back to Bruce Pearl, because he hasn't contributed really anything in the last couple of years. Did he get in any games this year?
In the prior to the SEC round robin, he did. He got in the early games. I don't think he got in an SEC
I don't think
game.
he got – I mean, even when we had foul trouble and we got in major foul trouble in a few games, he wasn't even an option to come off the bench.
Never got in. But, I guess he had a COVID year left, because I thought they recognized him as a senior this year. So, he had a COVID year, I guess.
Yeah. Aiden Holloway right now, the only signee in the class coming out of high school. But he's a good one. If you watched him in the McDonald's All-American game, ended up with 19 points in that game. His side won the contest and looked very good. He was one of the probably top 3 or 4 players in the game, and that's to be said. That's saying something, because, of course, everybody in that game is really good. Of course, Kentucky's had 4 or 5 guys in that game.
Yeah, but the announcers, all they were talking about was LeBron James' son,
well,
Bronny James. So, But I watched part of the game. He did real well. But I think we got either 5 or 6 scholarships open now.
No, we do.
For this next year.
Right. And, you know, I've gone down the list a couple times this week. And I think the priority is a really big-time number 2 guard. And if Auburn's able to land Denver Jones from Florida International, he's what you want. He's 6'5". He averages about 21 points a game. He gives you everything that we've been missing the last couple of years. And I know Auburn was, and Bruce Pearl was really expecting Chance Westry to kind of step into that role. Chance Westry, 6'6", really felt like he was going to be, and had that knee injury, and really was kind of a surprise. I know we asked Jason last week, and he thinks that, you know, we've heard different stories, but he kind of felt like that, you know, that he didn't get playing time this year, regardless if it was injury related or not. He would probably go try somewhere else. But there were other people that told us that Bruce Pearl and them were kind of caught off guard by that.
Last thing I heard from Bruce, he was excited about, you know, playing next year. You know.
Well, Brian Matthews had just done an interview with Westry about a couple of weeks ago, and he was just talking about how much he appreciated Bruce sticking with him and believing in him, and he trained and he gotten stronger and bigger, and he was feeling good and looking forward to coming back and playing. And then this day and age, man, you don't know from one day to the next what these kids are going to do.
Somebody came along, whispered in his ear, and got his attention, and he's gone.
Yeah, and you know, and it's rumored right now, but I'm rumored that I know Syracuse has reached out to Westry, but you know, it's kind of a talk that Johan Traore and Westry and Flanagan could all end up over at Ole Miss.
Wow.
That is I mean, with Chris Beard and the relationship he had with Wes Flanagan as an assistant coach at a prior stop, but I don't know. We'll kind of see how all that plays out, but that's another thing to me, and I think is wrong, because you got 3 or 4 guys from one team that go inside the conference to another team, and now, you know, they know everything we do and all that, and they've been part of the program for a long time, and then now you go over there and basically have a kind of an advantage. But there's no I don't know what rules are left in NCAA.
It's just a free-for-all. There's just, you can go do what you want to do.
Yeah, and that doesn't make for good things for a lot of people. I mean, I guess you could put restrictions on transferring within the conference or whatever like that, but the NCAA, I think, kind of just got their feelings hurt with the NIL thing and kind of just threw their hands up and said, I tell you what, y'all can just go do whatever the heck you want to do now. And
that's what's happening. Every school has a new team each year now.
Yeah, and again, look at Alabama right now, and they could possibly lose Antoine Petway, one of their assistant coaches who was a former player. They've already had, I mean, I think Luke and I talked about on Tuesday, could have upwards of 7 guys leave. Yeah. And I know they've got 4 that are already gone already, and, you know, depending on, you know, how things play out and what other options are out there for some of those guys, there might be several more that end up leaving. I mean, you're talking about a team that may be one of the best that Alabama's ever had. And
they missed their shot this year.
They really did.
Yeah, they missed it. They missed their shot at it. Yeah.
Well, and let's be honest about it. And it makes what Auburn did in 2010 in football so remarkable, because about midway through the year when all that crap went on and it was every single day ESPN and reporters and something on. And for Auburn to navigate that and still win a championship, not collapse because of all that. Right. And I think that's what you saw with Alabama in basketball. They were by far, I thought, the best team.
They were.
They just couldn't handle the pressure anymore.
Too many distractions.
Up against another break here on the Auburn Blitz. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra Crew Cabs discounted up to $10,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,250 off. And new Buick Encore GX up to $4,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through the program, let's go to the phone lines and welcome in our good friend Terry. Terry, what's up, man?
Good afternoon, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother. How are you?
Good.
Fantastic. Good. Alabama was the best team until the tournament started. And did anybody really believe that Connecticut was losing anyway?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Until the tournament started, I didn't know. I mean, I knew UConn was good, but once they got a couple of games in, it was pretty obvious at that point they were playing maybe as good or better than anybody in the tournament. But yeah, going into the tournament, you're right. I mean, I think Alabama had the best team, and but when they got in the tournament, Brandon Miller couldn't have played any worse. And I think, again, the pressure finally got to him from all the off-court stuff, and he wasn't able to handle it.
I won't disagree with that all, Brett, but I also believe that teams learn how to play Brandon Miller, and that's to get up in his face. If you sit back and let him shoot, he'll kill you. And teams like San Diego State got up in his face, started pushing him around. If he thinks that ain't going to go on to the next level, he's crazy.
Well, he did get exposed on some stuff. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we've talked to some people that, are close to their program, and, you know, he struggled with certain things, just like any players do. He's still going to be a top draft pick in the
Well, he's
NBA.
still going to be a rich man.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be a top draft pick, and he's got a heck of a set of skills, and you know he's got that length. He can shoot the ball, and he'll develop. You know, that's another thing. He's raw. I mean, he's still a freshman, and he'll be going to the next level. So he'll have some growing pains definitely at the next level, but he's got everything an NBA team wants.
Did Connecticut beat Alabama in the regular season?
They did in that tournament in Seattle.
Okay, I lose track. It seems so long ago now.
It was.
Let's be honest, guys. And when you're the best team in the regular season, that don't mean a whole heck of a lot when the tournament comes around. It really doesn't. I mean, let's be totally honest. I watched a documentary the other night in 1983. The North Carolina State. Brett, you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Young guy was 16 years old and that, but I forgot. You had to go back and watch it. I said, well, I forgot all that.
Oh, that's about the 20th time that's been on ESPN.
Right.
It's a lot of fun to watch.
A bunch of times,
It's a lot of fun to watch. Those guys,
a lot of times.
they overachieved in that tournament for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they were because they
They
beat.
did a lot of that without the 3-point shot and the shot clock and all that.
Well, let's be honest about it. Basketball is a long, grueling season, and you can be. It is all about you're going to hit highs and lows. Every team, even the best teams, are going to go through some down cycles. You got to be playing in an up cycle when the tournament comes around. I think you can look at Auburn basketball last year. Auburn went all the way to number 1 in the country, and then they went in a trough, and then they couldn't get out of it in time for the tournament, and it kind of carried into postseason, and they just were not playing good basketball at all and ended up getting their tail beat by Miami. And if Auburn had beaten Houston this year, we're going to get another tail beaten by Miami this year.
Exactly.
Right, and then they got exposed big time because of some of the decisions that were made that were ill-advised decisions, quite honestly. As far as A-Day goes tomorrow, Brett, Scott, did I see or hear where that Hugh Freeze has cost Jacquez some of the best running back he's ever coached?
Yeah, I actually was going to talk about that here in just a minute when we talk about A-Day. Now, that's all in perspective because you go back and
coached a lot of great ones.
Hugh Freeze hadn't coached very many good running backs because when he was at Ole Miss, he had one guy that was I think he was like a 1,700-yard rusher, but you look at all his career, he hasn't had any big-name running backs. So, but again, in perspective, I think it does say a lot about who we have in Jarquez Hunter, and I think he's poised. If the offensive line is what we're hearing right now, could be a good year for Jarquez Hunter.
He was my favorite last year.
Yeah, he's a hard runner, man.
Tank Bisbee never a chance to play behind an offensive line that good because a lot of times his yards was him only.
Right.
And I feel like he could have put some pretty big numbers. Instead, now he's going to be a third-round draft pick probably, Brett? I don't know.
It may be later than that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
It's kind of frustrating. Not taking away from Hunter. He's a fine running back, but that's just frustrating because the doofus we had down there last year trying to coach that football team, they wasn't going to address anything. Gus Malzahn didn't recruit at all. So, I just hate that Tank Bigsby never got a chance to do that because Jacquez Hunter is going to put up big numbers this year, possibly, behind a very good offensive line and a solid offensive line. Because you know why? Because the coach had sense enough to go out and address it.
That's right. We got a good coach now.
Yeah. Y'all have a good day.
Terry, thanks so much. And you look, I think there are a lot of points in there we've talked about a bunch. I almost passed out when I saw an article come out yesterday. It said Auburn's offensive line may be strong suit. When was the last time an Auburn football team, the strength of the team was the offensive line? It's been a minute.
Kendall Simmons and some of the.
You have to go way back. Have to go way back. But look, Hugh Freeze got to work early, went out and got 3 phenomenal guys that are veterans that a lot of people wanted. Avery Jones at center. You go out and you had Connor Lew as a freshman coming in, Gunnar Britton to that mix. You're putting in some guys along with some of the guys that are back, a Cam Stutz and a few more of those guys that they've mixed around. You're going to put together. Jeremiah Wright's going to have a role somewhere. I thought he was probably our best lineman last year overall. Is from a physical standpoint. So the offensive line and if that's the case, Scott, and they go out and if the quarterback's not on campus and they go out and get a transfer to come in, or if Holden Gardner's playing a lot better, or if Robbie Ashford looks so much different that he puts him out there and he's more comfortable in the pocket. Auburn's offense could do some good things. It all starts with the offensive line.
If they give them those quarterbacks one more second, just one more second. I mean, they ran for their life the whole season last year. They, snap and there he goes, because there were guys in his face.
And again, being able to make quick decisions is obviously a big deal for quarterbacks back there, but it was even more tough for Auburn's quarterbacks because the offensive line. That Georgia game, I go back to that. When you talk about 0 seconds to do anything, as soon as the ball was snapped,
it was over.
I mean, their defense was in the backfield, and it was pretty bad. And that wasn't just the only one. It kind of continued to do that throughout the whole season. But Hugh Freeze going out and addressing that need. He's talking about that. The format's going to be a 60-minute running clock. The defense will start with a 24-0 lead in this, and it's designed for the offense to be able to come back and score. And I was going to go down the list. I don't know if we'll have enough time today to talk about some of the key positions on the defensive side, because we got Jason Caldwell coming up here in the next segment. Maybe he can kind of allude to some things. We got a lot we want to cover. But maybe in that last segment, Scott, we can talk a little about what you might see tomorrow in A-Day. And again, I hate the weather's going to be bad, because if it's pouring rain, you're not going to get a good picture of what Auburn's probably wanting to do out there on the field. Probably not going to be able to make a lot of really good throws because the ball's going to be soaking wet.
Plus, they don't want anybody hurt either. So
and that
rain.
Add that to the mix for sure. That's the most important thing. You don't want to get anybody injured. Up against another break. Stay tuned. Jason Caldwell coming up next with Inside the Auburn Tigers.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
LMG Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We're ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left in today's show. I want to go right to the phone lines. Welcome in Jason Caldwell with Inside the Auburn Tigers. Jason, happy Friday to you, buddy.
Hey, guys. How are y'all?
Good. Doing good, man. Hey, let's just dive right into it. And, again, appreciate you being on with us on Fridays. A-Day tomorrow, weather not going to be very good for A-Day, but, hey, it is what it is. You got to just go with it. But some visitors. Before we get into the actual format of the game, probably the more important part of this is who Auburn may be having on campus today and tomorrow for visits, and looks like a pretty good lineup.
Yeah, a really good group, and like I said, weather could impact some things for tomorrow, but unfortunately for Auburn, they're going to have a pretty good group of guys that are actually coming in today. They're going to practice for a little while this afternoon even, so they'll have a chance to come in and watch some practice, hang out tonight, spend the night, bond with some players, do some of that things, bond with each other. So I think there's probably 6 or 7 of those guys that are actually coming in today, and then we'll see what the rest of the group, how the weather impacts it tomorrow. But I think it's going to be a good group no matter what. So it should be a pretty good weekend for them. I think 3 or 4 or 5-star wide receivers, obviously Ryan Williams is 2025 guy, but I think you look at it, and Cam Coleman is 2024 from Central Phoenix City just coming in. So they got some really good ones. And then, Perry Thompson is committed to Alabama out of Foley. He's been a guy that's visited a bunch at Auburn. And so I think, he's a guy that has, really bought into these guys. We'll see if they can do enough to turn him, but they at least continuing to get him back on campus.
Jason, it just is night and day from where we've been the last couple of years. Looking at what Hugh Freeze has done since he's been on campus and the type of players he's getting in to visit, and the top level players once again that Auburn had been used to getting. A little like we took a 2-year hiatus with Brian Harsin, but that to me is the biggest difference I've seen, changing the culture back to what Auburn expects to be.
Yeah, no, it's I think it's been good when you look at like I said, the guys they've had a chance to get on campus. Continuing to recruit at a high level, and that's the key is just over and over again. It's that experience, getting guys out there, making sure that you continue to build that bond and do those things, and that's been a key for them so far.
Every day I get on social media, and I've seen Coach Freeze at least 2 or 3 times a day on different videos. He's out there. He's not just recruiting in person. He's on social media out there talking about Auburn. He's selling Auburn too, so he's bought in, and it's totally different than what we've seen the past couple of years.
Yeah, no, they've made a strong, concerted effort to push the program, to push the narrative, and do those things. And yeah, it's been really good so far. Like I said, you got to do it different ways now. It's not just
right.
Phone calls. You got to do it in every way possible. And so I think they've been able to do that and get it going. And so we'll see how much of an impact it continues to make for them.
Let's talk about the game. It's going to be a 24-0 lead for the defense. There's going to be a 60-minute running clock. Just kind of the format. These A-Day games are different, from one year to the next. And I know Auburn's deficient in some areas. So just kind of what's your expectations tomorrow, Jason? The weather's going to be bad. I know they don't want to get anybody hurt.
Yeah, my expectations are for it to be pretty quick. I think it's going to be a running clock. And, I think, show very little in terms of probably scheme other than just, just the fact that they'll do some of their base stuff probably. I don't think we'll see a lot of tempo. But, yeah, I think you're right. It's going to be hard. What you don't want to do is waste a day, and that's what they're trying to avoid is wasting a day.
Right.
You try to get as much in as possible and, try to get something out of it. That's going to be their goal, whether or no weather.
Jason, let's flip over and talk a couple things before we let you go. Number one, basketball real quick. Again, LeBaron Filon, Mr. Basketball named yesterday, part of that 24 class. It has Pettiford in there. Really, really solid class, number 3 in the country. But this coming year, Aiden Holloway coming in, Akinbola opts out yesterday. So Auburn's got a lot of space on this roster to add some really good players. But kind of where does Auburn stand with the transfer portal? I know Denver Jones is a high priority from Florida International. Any other players that right there at the top?
Yeah, Akendo, a kid from Georgia, has Auburn in his top group, and he's a 6'4" scoring guard, not necessarily a shooting guard, but he's a guy that can finish. But if you got some other pieces, then you can live with a guy like that. And then a big man from Marshall who has the Walker Kessler-esque features about him. Mm-hmm. Big, long, lean guy that can block shots. Those are 3 guys, I think, right now that I would keep an eye on if I were Auburn fans.
All right, and Jason, before we let you go, baseball, man, it was a tough one again. Just pitching's faltering right now for Auburn.
Yeah, it's tough when you lose Jose Gonzalez and have to replace a guy like that. There's not much you can do. So I think, can they find a way to stretch some innings across and do some of those things? I think that's going to be the key. So.
Well, Jason, before we let you go, last thing, Frank Thomas gets a statue unveiled tomorrow in front of Plainsman Park. I can't think of a more deserving person.
Yeah, unfortunately, the weather's going to be so bad they had to move it inside. But, yeah, they're able to honor a guy that deserves to be honored. The only Southeastern Conference player that was in uniform that's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And, Frank was here for a little while last night. I think he'll be back again some today as they play a doubleheader. So, obviously, great to honor such a great player.
Jason, thanks so much, brother. Appreciate it. Enjoy the games, man. Thank you.
All right, see you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good one. That's Jason Caldwell with Inside the Auburn Tiger. And walking in Plainsman Park right now, getting ready for this doubleheader because of the weather tomorrow.
Right,
so they got to play that doubleheader today against A&M. Maybe Auburn can take 2 today and win the series. Stay tuned. One final segment left on Auburn Blitz right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Kalijah Idol 15, the semifinals, is happening in the River Region this Saturday night at Alabama's Little Bit of Texas. It's Kalijah Idol 15, the semifinals.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true, and the names have been changed because Brubaker Motors has sold to Sons Automotive. You heard right. Brubaker Kia is now Sons Kia of Montgomery. Furthermore, Sons Automotive is a family business with dealerships throughout the Southeast. The name Sons Automotive is synonymous with trust, and they care about the communities they're a part of. They're excited to serve the River region, and in the interest of justice, you will be served a sentence of big savings. Sons Kia of Montgomery, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone. Final segment here on the Auburn Blitz. Brett and Scott with you here for about 4 or 5 more minutes. And just wanted to, again, thank Jason Caldwell for always being on with us on Fridays from inside the Auburn Tigers, heading into the stadium as Auburn about to play Texas A&M at 1 o'clock and get that game started first of 2 today because of the weather tomorrow. I know that's been kind of the topic all week on this show is because this is A-Day weekend coming up, and I know a lot of people go down there, and you know, it was poised to be a really good – if you could have had some good weather, man, you got the A&M series, you'd have had the game, the statue unveiling. I mean, but now you got to push things around. Ty said us all where Tank will be 3rd-round pick to the Cowboys. Tell Jason, his good friend Ty said, hey, sorry about that, Ty. I didn't see your comment until Jason had already hung up, but anyway, Tank 3rd round pick to the Cowboys. Hey,
not bad,
not bad at all. Solid running back. Think he'll have a good career in the NFL.
Yep.
He's built that way, and we'll see how it all plays out. But again, going back. Talking about Auburn A-Day, you heard the format, it'll be a running clock. And if it's a monsoon, they're going to blow through that thing, man.
Right.
I mean, again, like you heard Jason say, going to be practicing a little bit today, trying to get finalized on some things because this is the end. You don't want to waste any of those 15 days, especially right now if you're Auburn.
Right.
I mean, you got to get everything in. But going to hit the portal. I mean, you know, May, the next portal window opens up, and then Coach Freeze has pretty much said, look, there's several need positions. We got to go get some players.
Exactly. Maybe a quarterback.
Or two.
Or two.
Or maybe something like that. All right, The Masters, you a big Masters fan? You love watching the Masters?
That's the one of them that I'll watch that one just
I
because
see
it's so
every-
beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it
to
is.
watch it, and it's fun to watch.
Well, guess what they're having to worry about?
It's going to be 59 degrees and raining over there tomorrow.
Golly, man, I'm telling you, just terrible weather this weekend. And again, don't know what you're going to get in the spring, but Brooks Koepka has made a major push, and his was 5 under today. He's finished, and he's shot all the way to the top of the leaderboard. He's 12 under. So you look at Hovland was leading with John Rahm yesterday at 7 under, but Koepka with a day today and has vaulted himself up to 12 under. All your Tiger fans out there, Tiger is on the cut line right now. The cut line projected to be at +2, and that's where he is.
Yeah.
He's even par today. He talked about it in the press conference. He said, you know, I missed a golden opportunity to score today. He said it was out here for the taking, and didn't get a chance, and didn't come through. Didn't do some of the things I needed to do.
He may be looking at that weather too, and was like, "Yeah, maybe I'm just going to go on."
Well, you know, if he makes his cut, he'll tie all time for most consecutive cuts made. That'd be 23.
Wow.
I think Fred Couples and one other, I can't remember who it was, he would tie. So I think he's got that on. That's another record. That
may want to do that.
That I think he, you know, Tiger's a competitive man. I don't think I think he wants to try to go out there. He'd love nothing better than go out and shoot 5, 6 under today and push himself right on back up there in the middle of the pack, and everybody go, ooh.
And everybody gets nervous.
And then everybody starts to say, here he comes.
Sunday is his day.
Yeah, I'm as good once as I ever was.
That's right.
Can he do that? What about Phil Mickelson? Phil Mickelson up there in fifth, actually tied for 11th now at 4 under. So Mickelson there.
I guess his arthritis cream is working.
I guess so. Whatever it is, but
he does his commercials.
He does a bunch of commercials.
He does.
He does all kind of stuff. So. A-Day this weekend, again, talking about some of the players that you're looking at. I was going to try to go down this list. One area, and the reason Hugh Freeze kind of gave the defense a 24-0 lead, man, we got one guy basically as an edge rusher on that was from last year, and that's Dylan Brooks. And you're talking about limited snaps, Scott, and then you bring in, Keldrick Falk, who is the freshman, who is going to be a phenomenal player, but he is a early enrollee freshman that's going to be trying to just get out there and fill it out.
Right.
So, you just look at what Auburn's got. I mean, Elijah McAllister from Vanderbilt's the transfer, but I mean, you lose Derek Hall, EQ Leota, Marcus Bragg, and Colby Wooden, man.
Yeah,
and that's three of those four were 3 of your better players on defense last year.
It'll be like watching a team we don't know tomorrow.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that. I think the line, again, I talked about them earlier, Scott. It's such a refreshing thing to hear that the offensive line is
maybe the best thing we got going right now.
Well, I think that's something you build around. I think that Freeze came in and said, look, we don't need to worry about all this other stuff till we shore this up.
Well, it's like baseball. It starts with pitching in baseball, and in football, it starts with the offensive line.
That's right.
Can we go basketball real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
I read yesterday, you might have already talked about this week. Jabari Smith is as a teenager in the NBA, he's had the most double-doubles, I think is what it is, by a teenager in the NBA ever.
Wow.
I mean, surpassing, Durant and all these other guys that came in. And
he's definitely, I'm telling you, man, the sky's the limit for Jabari. Already hit a game winner this year.
Right.
Against the Pelicans.
And Kessler's hurt right now, I think.
He is, and the Jazz got eliminated yesterday from the playoffs. So and the Rockets were terrible.
Right.
So they never were in the hunt. So neither one of them will be in the playoffs.
Right. But Smith is getting all kind of awards and setting records as a 19-year-old kid.
Isaac Okoro doing well too.
Yeah, he is.
He's having a. So I mean, these guys again. You look at Bruce Pearl. I know we said it all week, but Auburn going back to the Maui Invitational in 2024. It's just 2 times in the last 5 years. You go to the Maui Invitational.
It's a great recruiting tool too. Isn't it?
Absolutely. Did you see the field?
I have not.
North Carolina, Michigan State, UConn, us. You got Dayton. Baylor, no, not Baylor, Colorado, in Memphis and Iowa State.
Wow. No pushovers there at all.
Loaded
Loaded
field there. So, by the way, again, that's unbelievable. Frank Thomas, only SEC player in the Hall of Fame. When Jason mentioned that, is that unreal?
Amazing.
That is wild. So, big day for him tomorrow, rain or shine, whatever it is. So, again, hope all of you have a great, happy Easter weekend out there. Be safe wherever it is that you are. If you're going down to A-Day, make sure you take some rain gear. You're going to need it. Scott Blake, I'm Brett Bridges saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next time.
Bye-bye.